Hello, everybody. I am live. It is December 12th, Monday at 11:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I entered this studio exactly at 10:40 when I said I was going to go live. And at 10:41, and I had the black screen, but I got onto the camera. And then I thought I was talking to an audience right after that. So I do apologize that I am more than 40 minutes late. I am more than 40 minutes late. I do really apologize for that. As I say, there's a lot of testing. I test every single stream I do. I'm always testing. And golly, I thought I said some pretty good things in that 40 minutes. Now, I wasn't getting viewers and comments and stuff, which I think I'm small potatoes. I do, there is one stream that, I was doing their stream a lot as a guest on their panelists, and I think that's transitioning. I think, I'm not sure. I need to confirm it, but it appears that, it appears that we may be on a different path now. But it was nice to have the similar path for a short amount of time. And I need to stop talking and follow up on that and find out. So I do apologize. I'm 40 minutes late. So for people that come into I have to which it's always good to have test. But I thought I was in the room by myself. Golly. I just wasn't aware of my screen. And like I did this mess up, so I probably won't do it next time. But 5 days from now, I might do the mess up again. I need to have... Anyway. Hello, my name is JoeHart. I'm from Vermont. I'm a person with disabilities. Primarily invisible disabilities. I normally don't talk about my disabilities, or I call them quirks and idiosyncrasies, but I think they kind of apply in this situation, and it gives you a little more flavor about who I am and stuff. But basically, I have 3 diagnoses, but it is not exhaustive. And I ought to do it in the priority. My priorities and the doctor's priorities are a little different, and I trust the doctor more. So I know everybody has different thoughts about that, but so again, I apologize. I was sitting in StreamYard talking for 40 minutes. I thought I was going live. I was amazed that nobody came in. I mean, I have small streams, and I don't expect them to... Wow, 11. What is that? So 3 minutes ago. So it started at 11:27. 11:27 is when I started. So anyway, the 3 diagnoses: OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. I think I'm more obsessive than compulsive, but I have both. ADD, attention deficit disorder. I would say I'm generally not I'm not ADHD. I have hyperactivity in some aspects of life, but not for that diagnosis. I think, the way I respond, which may be incorrect, but I say, I'm not type A, I'm type B, if anything. I'm not the most, motivated, and, I wouldn't say I'm lazy, but, I'm more type B than type A. So I don't have the H. And then, I think it's GAD. I don't know, but generalized anxiety disorder. So I think that those are the reasons that I'm specifically rather good in crime sleuthing. I'm learning from you all how to do it, and I'm doing it. I wonder if I can share this again. If anybody in the room knows how to share this. If anybody can share this live stream and add comments, just say, hey, Joe, thought he was talking to a live audience at 10:41. but he realized at 11:27 he wasn't. So I'm sorry that he's 40 minutes late. I'm not really good at scheduling, and I'm not really good about scheduling way into the future, but I do not want to do this. Schedule and start 40 minutes later. I do not want to, I just want to rather not schedule and then just go live. But anyway, this is my second. I shouldn't start with that because then everybody is going to leave the stream. But this is my second crime sleuthing that I've done. The first one was the Boston Marathon bombers in 2013. I live in Vermont. I am close to Boston. I felt, that was our neighborhood. That's our space. And I would feel that anyway, no matter where it was in the country. But I think life was different back then. I think I was, Twitter was, the FBI was. It seems like everything was just different back there. The world, I think there's a lot more meanness in the world these days, or, possible conflict between people these days. But anyway, I got really hooked into that. It seems like my devices were better back then. I knew how to research better. I knew I'm really good at doing research, but not nearly to the point that anyway, I'm mighty good now, but I think I was better then. But anyway, I got involved and did it nonstop. And, like I said, I'm sorry, you didn't hear the last 40 minutes, but like I had said to a non-active camera or microphone, I said, now I always preface too much and then forget what I was going to say. If anybody can remember what I was talking about, no, it's okay. I'm sure I'll return to that topic later. So I'm new to it. Boston bombing. I don't exactly know what happened. I love numbers and analytics and stuff. I know YouTube tells me a lot of stuff. I just could spend hours on something. Like, for example, I know YouTube. I now know, just a couple of days ago, I discovered that YouTube has history. It shows you where you visited. I'm like, wow, I can find out the first thing, when did I first become aware of the Idaho 4? And I wasn't the day after it. I'm a little late. I don't want to quote when it was. I want to research. Let's see. It appears that it might be November 20th. That sounds really late. So I guess I was 6 days into it, 7 days into it. But I immediately, went nuts, and I don't like using words like that. I have a whole list of words I don't like to use, and recently it seems like I'm starting to use some of those words. But I prefer that people don't use crazy, nuts, that kind of stuff. I think mentally unstable is possible, or mental illness, or those things. Those are, I lean toward those. But I can't stop what you write. I think I'm pretty good at doing research. I think I've done a lot of research. I got overwhelmed. I'm not a big crier. And I don't think that's because I'm macho and I can't show my tears and stuff. I get uncomfortable if I cry. But I don't think, hello, everybody. Hello to all the live viewers. I really appreciate it. I am so sorry that I'm 40 minutes late. I entered StreamYard on time, 10:41. I was 1 minute late. And I thought I was talking to an audience for 40 minutes. And then I realized I wasn't. So I'm so sorry that this started at 11:27 instead of 10:40. And I wish I could repeat exactly what I said. No, I guess I feel like I can edit what I said and try to make it quicker and less thing. I can talk about so much. I can get off topic so much. I'm passionate about so many things. I really appreciate live viewers. By the way, thank you, live viewers, for watching this. Thank you, recorded viewers. I love comments. I think it helps me to stay on topic. I'm kind of okay that I get off topic because I do. I just do it. That's what I do. But I know sometimes it irks viewers, and sometimes viewers get off topic. But I would like to try to tighten up on all my live streams. Again, I will never be perfect, but that's what I'm a perfectionist. So I'd like to get there, and which is funny because I have so many, flaws, or I'm human, or quirks and idiosyncrasies and such. So anyway, it appears that people are mad at me because we're just 40 minutes late, but I understand. And plus, I haven't quite figured out, not everybody's schedules, not everybody, I don't, anytime I follow anybody on YouTube, I follow them and then I do all notifications. I don't get that. There's no notifications and all notification. There's a middle, and I'm not a gray. I'm black or white. I don't really understand it. I think it's like popular, or some of them are picked by YouTube, or I don't get that. Anyway, you don't have to explain it to me. So I always pick all, but I haven't really gotten a notification yet. I mean, I think my devices are falling apart, and I sometimes mute them, and sometimes they're not totally charged up. They don't go down to zero, but they're not totally, and I have to reboot them, so they could have been off during that notification and stuff like that. But I'm not getting many notifications. Anyway, I'm hoping to, like a TikTok, I did the analytics, and it tells you for your followers, or if they're called something else. By the way, hello to all the people watching live. I do apologize that I started 40 minutes late. I started 40 minutes. I started on time, and I thought I was talking to an audience, and I was not. So so golly, people are just coming and going. I would love to. I love all comments, but I'm not fishing for a comment. I would love just to see one comment. If I could see one comment, just so I know it's working, and I should have done that the first 40 minutes of me talking to myself. But so, Samuel, hello. Thank you for the comment. Give me a StreamYard link. I don't necessarily know how to do that. I'm pretty new to this. If you can't see, it says 2ndStreamyard. If I was watching, I could fumble enough and find a link, and then I think I have to be a mod and drop the link. Give me a StreamYard link. It seems like you're currently here, but there must be something else. Give me a StreamYard link. I'm sorry, I'll have to ponder that for a while. If you can, I don't recognize your name, but most of my viewers are coming from a particular stream, and so some of them, I don't have any mods here yet. I have two brand new mods over in YouTube, and I think mods can drop links and stuff. But anyway, let me ponder that for a while. So, but thank you for the comment. I was asking for a comment, and at the time it said 0. So obviously the numbers are off because you commented when it said 0. How do I join without a StreamYard link? You mean you want to be on panel? I'm not quite to that point. Maybe if I get a flavor of you in the next 20, 30 minutes, I might consider it. But I'm pretty strict. I'm pretty protective. I definitely want to do panels, but as I've watched so many live streams, I get a flavor for people, and I'm like, boy, this is my dream panelist, which they're all busy because everybody loves them. So, but I assume that's what you mean by join, that you want to get onto the screen and be in a panel. I might get to that. I mean, if someone I recognize, I'll probably immediately invite them in, and then go from there. Have you seen me before, Samuel? Was it from a particular stream? I will feel very different if you mention that particular stream. But anyway, it's my second StreamYard. I messed up. I thought I was talking to an audience. I was on time, and I realized I wasn't. I started this 40 minutes late. I apologize. anyway, comments is how I, okay, never mind. I come through later. Take care. Thanks, Samuel. Do people usually say, sure, you can come in when they don't know you? I would find that very strange. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. So you don't know that other stream. Okay, so you're not from that other stream? Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm kind of... No, I get on random feeds all the time. Random. I get on random feeds all the time. Really? Okay. That's not me. That's not me. I mean, I'm not going to grow hugely and quickly. I'm sure that would be a great way for things to grow. But anyway, do you have any, at least for the seconds that you're here, it would be great if you could pick a topic, because I get off topic and stuff. And I'm not an expert. I don't have a degree in this. I have a degree, but not in this. And I'm pretty new to crime sleuthing. I am disabled. I'm OCD. So I can drill down like the best of them, but it always helps to have topics. So what would you like to talk about, either in the comments or, but anyway, so I'm still learning. I want to ramp up on my 4 streams. Anyway, once I ramp up on the 4 different streams, I want to do TikTok, Twitter, StreamYard, and YouTube. That's the 4 I'm shooting towards. I'm sure my priorities will evolve. I will get much bigger crowds in some than the others. Some will take less time and less preparation. Some take more time and more preparation. So it'll evolve, but that with my extreme OCD, that's what I want to start with. And I've been on panels. I've watched hundreds of different streams, probably 80 different, 80, 90, 100. I want to make the list, as I said earlier, of all the creators that I watch. And shit, I forget why I brought that up. But anyway, I do think StreamYard and YouTube, that's normally my question. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Well, I can talk about anything. When I do get ramped up on these 4 streams, which just started like 2 or 3 days ago. I kind of did 3 of the 4, and I'm like, yes. I know habits are 21 days. It's not a habit until you do it for 21 days, or so they say. They say that. But my goal is to do 30 minutes or less, on each of them, and keeping them punctual and stuff. But once I get up and running, I would like my theme, but I talk to random people and we figure it out. Cool, thanks. But yeah, my theme is, like I said, I've been on the panels, and we'd be screaming and calling out people's names and giving enough information so that any viewer could dox them, and that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to pull back from that. There's not a lot of new information. It's been, in a few hours, it's going to be a month. It's already been 4 weeks. I'm hoping they're getting close. I hear DNA takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So I'm hoping, I also, there's one personality on TV that everybody seems to either love or hate, but they seem to believe her, whether they love her or hate her. But, she said that the DNA was already back, and there was not a match in the 2 databases, and they have to do something like 23andMe. They have to do, ancestry thing. And that takes 2 to 3 more weeks. And I think they mentioned that about, it's a blur. All these dates are a blur, but I'd say it was a week plus. So I guess that's 2 weeks or less. Yeah. Anyway, I hope there's a break. But anyway, I want to get back to the main theme, or the starting theme of my streams will be Moscow Police Department Facebook feeds. I know they don't say much. I know they started off really awkward. You can kind of tell when it transitioned from Moscow to FBI, they got much more smoother. They tightened up. The first paragraph was always the same. The last paragraph was always the same. But I want to focus on that. I want to read it. I don't want to paraphrase. If someone asks about the dog, I want to quote what they say about the dog. I don't want people say, well, I heard the dog was caged, or that's the wrong word, crated. I heard the dog was crated. I heard the dog barked. I heard the dog was in the room licking, just whatever. So I like to quote them. There's plenty of information out there. I've talked about Reddit already. I know a little bit about 4chan. I know all channels are not the most reliable. You have to be discerning. You have to disseminate the information. So I really want to start with that. And, whenever there's a new one, I want to go live and I'm going to boringly read it. And that will be the beginning of the conversation. Instead of someone, hey, I heard, I've done a lot of hours on this. So I've heard most rumors, and I think, like I said, I think I'm like the Terminator, and I think everybody judges everything. We all ought to be discerning and disseminate and decide for ourselves what we believe. But I do that. So, for some rumors, I'm like, that's not based on anything, or that's alleged, or that, so that's why I want to start with and again, the first one I read extensively, I found it on Reddit. I go there every day, but I think of Reddit as being 20 to 25% reliable. But it was six pages worth. I think it was 4 or 5 updates. But I sat down, relaxed, got a water, chilled out, ignored all of my devices on, and just read that 6 pages. And I was like, wow, that is way more substantial information than I thought they were giving. And I was like, I thought I read every update, but somehow it was a huge, big update. I think it was December 3rd. There was quite a few of them. Boom, 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 boom. And so I read that. Anyway, but I talk to random people and we figure it out. Okay. Take care. Okay, let me just read all your comments and I will decide and stuff. So give me a StreamYard link. I always appreciate please and thank you. That's a little, and I know you're just getting to the point. How do I join without a StreamYard link? I have no idea. Okay, never mind. I'll come through later. Take care. No, I get on rand feeds all the time, random feeds. That's normally my question. What do you want to talk about? But I talk to random people and we figure it out. So I could probably invite you up. I am strict. I don't like bullying. I don't like name calling. I really dislike so many things. I could talk for 20 minutes about the things that that I am uncomfortable with. I'm not talking about anybody. These are all just rules I have in my head. But it looks like they may be gone. If you wanted to write one more comment so that I know you're in the audience, because for me, the number says 0. But the first time, or some of your comments, it did say 0 when you commented. So I assume you're still there. But I don't like absolute statements of, I read this on Reddit and I know it's true, or even not even mentioning the Reddit. I know this is true. I know where the dog was. I know what Ethan did. I know what the first floor roommates did before and after the 911 call. That's all. Most of those are all generally rumors. And again, I think there are leaks. And I go as far to say, and again, uninformed, I think there's directed leaks. I think the captain or the chief, I don't know about the chief now, but maybe FBI, but maybe the chief, I think they have a particular person they want to be their leaker. They tell them, this is what I want you to leak. So I think there are leaks out there. And, Steve talks a lot. Kay's dad, Steve. I don't want to mention names. I don't want to mention names of, I've heard most names so far. So I don't want to mention the fraternity brother that may have had a beef with Ethan, and definitely don't mention the student that felt like she was bullied and, allegedly committed suicide. you know, her father immediately announced, that's not true. She, you know, it was sleeping pills. I would prefer if you don't mention her name. I would prefer you don't talk about her. And I don't want her mentioned with this case, please. And of course, no one's adhering to that, but I would like to adhere to that. So those are the kind of things. I'm going to click on your, I don't think you're here because I asked you to send one more comment. So I know you're in it says show. What's show mean? Oh, that's how you show. Wow. Holy shit. This is the first time I've done that. Sorry, Samuel. They're all yours. Anyway, I'll go up to mine. JoeHart. I would love it if you followed me on TikTok at JoeHart35. I would love it, love it, love it. Thank you. JoeHart, Twitter, NASCAR Inc. First four letters of NASCAR, then my last name, Hart, and then Inc. for Incorporated. NASCAR Inc. I would love that. And then I'm starting to try to figure out YouTube. So I'm getting a bunch. For me, I started with 7. I think a month ago I had 7. So it's starting to grow for me. And I'm getting more followers here than the other 2, although I try to focus on the other 2. But YouTube, JoeHart PwD's 8641. So that would be great. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Ooh, those are the only choices? I'm trying to... I'm guessing you're not here anymore because I'm not... Oh, wait. Invite. I'll try it. So... I'm pretty sure that's the link to come join my stream in a panel. But as I say, I'm pretty strict. I have the... I'm pretty strict. I'm pretty intense. I'm pretty uptight. I don't like bullying. I don't like name calling. I don't want people to be called out. You know, I'm even trying to shy away from hoodie guy. Even though in that picture, I mean, throughout the critical 20 or 30 minutes of that video, even though there was, I haven't counted them. I'm going to go back and count them someday, but I'm sure there was 6 to 8 different hoodie people that wore a hoodie. But anytime we say hoodie guy, everybody knows who we mean. And then other than that, the descriptions are a little more vague. You know, like the neighbor. People say the neighbor. Golly, there's a ton of the neighbors. So anyway, it's out there. I will... I'm going to put my TikTok up. That's what I want people to follow. Please follow. Can I edit? What's a star? I started. I don't know what that means. I'm going to star my 3. I don't know what star means. So I just starred my 3 platforms. Anyway, I would love to get comments, suggestions, questions. I know everybody's time is, and I ought to get, I think I have YouTube over here. I should probably see if some of my more popular, you know, like the people that would be watching me, see if some of the people would be watching someone else. Let's see. the biggest one, the biggest stream that would affect my viewers, I don't see them online. But I could be wrong. I'm on my iPad. I like to operate on this. I'm getting pretty good at the laptop here. I'm not very good with the iPad. The glass is broken. Not every part on the screen works. So I like to type 10 characters. I have to do 5 characters that way and 5 characters that way because of the screen. So I wouldn't say I'm the most versatile over there, but that's one. Let me check at the other. And I'm going to probably ask others if I can call them out in a very positive way. You know, there's definitely people that I really like, and I have a lot of respect for them. That's but anyway, I think there are some peak hours and times, and peak just. And I'm going to have to get used to. I'm going to have to get used to. Hello to all the live people. Hello to all the recorded people. Thank you for watching. But yeah, I'm going to have to get used to that. YouTube and StreamYard will be kind of a slow and steady ramp up. Twitter, so the last 8 Twitters that I've done, just about, or as much as I can do, just about. Idaho 4, the numbers kind of have gone up and stuff. But feel free to send any comments, questions, things like that. I did put the link there. I guess I felt pressure to put the link there, even though this is my stream. And I don't usually fold to peer pressure, but I had talked to the person for a while, and I felt comfortable enough to send it out there. So if anybody would like to click on that, I would probably be willing to bring them in, as I will be a broken record and repeat myself. I'm very strict. I'm very uptight. I'm new to this. I don't have a list of rules, but I don't like bullies, and I don't like name calling, and I don't like people saying, "Oh, can't you take a joke? I was just kidding." I think most jokes are mean and malicious. Sarcasm, everybody's profile is like, "Oh, I got a master's in sarcasm," like they're the only one good at it. Half of profiles say sarcasm. But anyway, in case you don't know, sarcasm comes from the Greek word. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's sarklisma, or some version of that, and it means tearing of the flesh. And that's the way I think about sarcasm, and I think that's what I think about bullying and mean jokes and making fun of people and things like that. So that's not something I would be willing to put up with. And again, I have the prerogative. I've never used that word describing me, but I have the prerogative to do anything at any one moment. So I could, I don't know what I can do, but I assume I can mute and, send someone out of the screen. But anyway, are there any topics and stuff? I know I cannot expect a sudden influx of viewers and comments. I was spoiled. My first YouTube, or in a long time, my first YouTube, I was influxed with a ton of people and a ton of comments, and it was very nice, and it gave me a lot of warm feeling. But I'm sure that was an exception. So I can't expect all that stuff. And I know it's slow and steady, so there might be, I might be getting to the point of, well, there's not much going on tonight, so I'll probably, why can I get rid of that? I don't want it to do that. Anyway, something is blocking. Okay, I got it going. Oh, it's still there. So, again, I'm, my original goal for YouTube and StreamYard was to do about 30 minutes. I know that's going to be impossible. It takes a while for people to get in. It's going to take a while for my subscriptions to grow and appreciate my streams and can continue to come back. I talk too long. I talk too much. I get off topic. So there's many reasons. It'll probably go toward 1 hours. I hope it doesn't go much over that. Most of my streams go to 2 hours and then go to 3 hours. I can, on Meerkat, I did a 24-hour stream. So I can talk too much. And I do better with comments and questions. If anybody has any comments and questions, that'd be great. Hit that like button. No, I don't even know what like buttons are. Oh, I think that increases. I assume, I'm guessing, I heard the more likes you get, the more you go up in priority in the algorithm. And I'm sure I'm at the bottom of the algorithm. But I bet there is a jump from having 0 likes to 1 like. I bet that is a substantial jump. So I'd love to get 1 like at least, if not 4,000 likes. As I said, once I start ramping up on my 4 platforms, I hope to focus almost, completely on the Moscow Police Department updates on Facebook. Now, today was very frustrating because, on some of these streams, there's so many viewers with so many devices that know how to do this. There's a comment that says, the update just dropped. And I'm like, where? So I go to Facebook and I can't find it. But, it's, I have noticed, a couple of days ago that their updates, it almost nothing has time on it, which bugs me. I wish everything in the world had times on it because it matters, I think. But anyway, they, in the update, it would say, 10:30, and then the Facebook post, and I don't want to butcher it. I have, hey Santa, hey Hot Mess, how are you? We're a little slow tonight. I scheduled something for 10:40, and I'm not great at scheduling, and I'm not great at planning in the future. So I scheduled 10:40, which was like 7 minutes away, and I came in here at 10:41. And this is my second StreamYard. So I was talking for 47 minutes. I thought I was live. I was not. I didn't read the screen well enough. So I started 40 plus minutes late, and that might affect the volume and such. But it's good to see you, Hot Mess. I still don't see a blue wrench. I know you're a blue wrench, but I like, as a viewer, I like that I like to have different devices as opposed to windows. I like to have each window on a different device so I can always be looking. But, I would love to be looking at the YouTube version of this if it exists. I don't quite understand the relationship yet, but because I would like to see the blue wrenches and stuff. And anyway, don't feel like you have to do anything. So I'm learning. The first stream, I didn't do these what's it called? It's called hide. I don't want to hide it. Let's show it. So yeah, this is new to me. So I did share a couple comments, but it says new comments. I'll get down there as soon as I can. So yeah, so that's my TikTok at JoeHart35. I'd love follows. That's my Twitter, NASCHart Inc. NASC, the first 4 letters of NASCAR, Hart, my last name, and Inc. for incorporated, NASCHart Inc. I would love those two. And I'm beginning to, my priorities will change over the next couple of days and weeks. And I know YouTube is probably the way I'm going, and also StreamYard. So that's, and I don't know how to send links, but the end of the link is, and I'm pretty sure, is JoeHart PwD's 8641. So, yeah, I've never done this. What do they call this? Show. So I've never shown a comment until tonight. So that was kind of new. That was cool to learn that. I got one on StreamYard. You don't see the blue names. Okay, so when you're on StreamYard, you don't see the blue names either. Okay, cool. Then I have to remember. I only have 2, and I remember both y'all forever and ever and ever. I got one on StreamYard. You don't see the blue names. Okay, cool. Thank you. So as I've said, as I start ramping up, and, I'm not a doer. I'm not a type A person. My to-do list is 43 things, and I do 3 things. So don't quote me on all this stuff. But I'm hoping to ramp up on all 4 platforms. I'm extreme. I want to do all 4 platforms every day. I know that's unreasonable and I won't do it, but that's my plan and goal. But it, it would be TikTok. I'd love to get to live, but I need, 300 more followers. And so that's why my top priority is that. I can only do 15 seconds, 1 minute, or 3 minutes. And I call that live, even though it's not. I record it, put the hashtags and handles, and send it out. So it's essentially at the same time, but not live, of course. So TikTok, when I go live, you can talk forever, which is what I usually need. Twitter, you can stream on StreamYard, YouTube, and Twitter all at the same time if you sign your Twitter account up with it as well. I was talking about that before when I talked for 40 minutes when I wasn't recording. So no one heard. When I do StreamYard, I stream through Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Wow. Okay. So my understanding, and I might be wrong, but I was I thought I could only do 2 hours a month on the free plan, and I think I could do 20 hours a month, which is still nothing. So I'll have to agree. I don't have any money, but I can creatively find that money to go to the first level if it's worth it. So my understanding is on the free plan, I can have one destination, and I think these are called destinations. So I can have one destination, so I can only send it to one place. If I upgrade to the $20 a month or $180 a year, which is my understanding, then I can have 3 destinations. And then if I go to the third level and the second paid level, which I think is $50 a month, which you can have 8 streams. I pay for a membership, so I pay a monthly fee. Oh, cool. So yeah, I think the second level, $50 a month, you can have 7 or 8 streams. You can have a ton of streams. Anyway, last night I was on StreamYard, not going live, but I have now downloaded the 7 things I can do. Twitch is on there. LinkedIn is on there. 2 versions of Facebook. I think I can do a Facebook. I don't understand it. A Facebook profile and a Facebook page or something like that. So I could do 8. I will have trouble picking the 3, but I've done it before. I say, okay, Joe, you can only have 3. So prioritize, pick them. I would most likely pick. I don't think StreamYard is one of the 3. I hope. So I think I would pick YouTube, obviously, most likely Twitter. And then the third one would be, I don't know. I don't like Facebook. I'm on it. I think it's a necessary evil. I've been periodically on LinkedIn. I think that's a certain niche that wouldn't be this. But I have the numbers. I have quite a few followers or whatever, whatever they're called over there. So yeah, so you do Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I have a Twitch account. I've done 1 or 2 things maybe. I think it's gamers. I don't understand it. It seems far more complicated than other plans, but I have an account and I have downloaded it. It is one of the 7 I can choose from. And I hope those downloads don't get erased. I hope they stay there ad infinitum, because I hate looking for something. And then when I'm finally successful, I want to keep on it. So, Whale Laser. I see you there. I'm brand new, but I don't normally, thank you for showing your picture first, just so it's no peen videos, but I don't normally invite people up that I don't know. I stay on Facebook, Joe. I just got another 30-day bid. I just got off at 60-day bid. They keep me in Facebook jail because I talk about things that are a little controversial at times. I think you're always controversial. So that should say jail, not Joe. I stay on Facebook jail. Yeah, and Twitter, I get to jail anyway. So I'm sure, Whale, you can hear me. So I do see your picture. And okay, thanks for saying yes. I don't recognize your name. Most of my viewers are from a particular stream. I would go from knowing you 0 to knowing you 10 or 20% if you just mention that stream. So if you do know me from another particular stream, if you could mention that stream, that would help me a lot. But someday I hope to have all my rules. I'm OCD. I have a million rules. But just off the fly, I'm very strict. I'm very uptight. I judge every second. Everybody make sure that you hit live chat so you see all the comments, and please hit your thumbs up on the way in. Thank you, Hot Mess. So I almost felt a little pressure, which I don't usually, I don't usually fall to peer pressure, but I felt a little pressure to send that link out there. I was not planning to do that. I was hoping, I would get all the, my first YouTube stream, which was YouTube only, not StreamYard, was huge. And, I got a lot of followers, I got it, so I was like, oh my God. And I knew most of, or, I don't know how we know people over the internet, but Hot Mess, you're welcome to come up for sure. If you ever would want to, you are always invited. As I'm sure Hot Mess, you are always invited to be on my panels and dropping links and going to other streams and do the bullet, the troll stuff. You can do anything you want. So Whale Laser, I don't see a comment from you. So I'm guessing you do not know what stream that I'm normally in where I have, okay. Do you think you can, I don't like name calling. I don't like bullies. I'm really intense. I don't like humor. Can't you take a joke? I was only joking. I think that's all bullying. I'm trying to step back. I've been doing this I've been working the case for about 3 weeks. So I've called out names and I got intense and but I'm trying to step away from that. So I'm trying to focus just on the Moscow Police Department updates. There's not much there, but there's, I read 5 of the updates on December 3rd and they were fairly substantial. So I would like to just kind of stay focused. I know I'm talking a lot. So do you think you can be in the ballpark of that kind of stuff, Whale? Okay. And like I've said, I have the prerogative to, to boot anybody. I don't like, you can say fuck and you can say, but I don't like the C word. I, of course, don't like the N word. I'm disabled, so I don't like the R word, but you can say fuck, you can say shit, you can say, that stuff doesn't bother me. The words I hate way more than that is I hate stupid. I hate. I say hate a lot. I hate, I can't, those kind of, that's the things that bug me way more than fuck does. So, okay, let me figure this out. I am now going toward you. Let's see, add to stream. So Whale Laser, I tend to count because I want to try to figure out delays. So I am going to hit add to stream in 3, 2, 1. Hello, Whale Laser.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Doing good. So you were getting on the topic of, I don't know specifically what pertaining to Moscow. What was I don't remember the specifics. I actually follow a lot of that right now.
The Idaho murders?
I don't know anything about that. Fill me in.
You do not know anything about the Idaho murders. Okay, that's ultimately the only topic I want to talk about. But I'm not really good at giving summaries. I like to read them, but I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
4 college students that attend University of Idaho in Moscow, Idaho, were murdered. In a couple hours, it will be exactly a month. So more than 4 weeks ago, they were murdered in their house. It was gruesome and horrible, and it's sad. And 2 20-year-olds, 2 21-year-olds. It was with a knife. I usually don't like to get graphic, and then 10 minutes from now, I'm sure I'll get very graphic. But it's horrible. And I'm pretty new to crime sleuthing. The other stream that I'm in, I only watch crime sleuthers. I'm only me. I'm OCD. I can't multitask. It's the only thing I think about. So I'm only on this. But you're welcome to ask me any questions. But that's roughly what it is. It's been a month. Most people are getting very impatient. They don't have a suspect. They haven't mentioned a person of interest. They don't have anybody in custody. I think I've heard that DNA can take 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and we're right at 4 weeks. and there could be complications. There was the 5 blood, you know, I mean, a straight, I might misquote it. I don't know, a hot mess if you can give me the exact quote, but it was some version of a straight knife. I think it was called something like non-bendable. I forget the exact quote, but so it's very gruesome, very bloody. Most people think the perp injured himself. I do not think he did injure himself, and I do not believe he bled at the place. But anyway, you probably have 5 bloods, and plus it's a party house, or I don't like to call it a party house. You know, is 6 bedrooms, 6 housemates. They're all women. Most of them were young and attractive. You know, they're in college. They drink and there's drugs. You know, whatever. There's stuff they do. I don't not victim shaming at all. You know, that's what I did in college for sure. But anyway, so there's a ton of DNA, you know, and I'm not talking about just sexual DNA. There's a ton of DNA in that house. So they're going to have way more. Anyway, supposedly the 5 bloods will be mixed up. So the DNA testing will probably be more challenging and stuff. But
you said the actual obituaries occurred like 3 weeks ago.
The actual crime was November 13th, Sunday. They're saying between 3 and 4 a.m. and that's Pacific time. So between 6 and 7 a.m.
That was like a month ago.
Yes. In 8 or 9 hours, it's going to be a month. Exactly. So, and it's sad. And I, you know, once I get I like to read things. I don't like to guess things. So I want to have my intro, and I would like, if I could always start with, I want to have thoughts and prayers about the victims and their family and their loved ones and their friends and the college and the community and the police chief. And, you know, I mean, it's intense. You know, everybody's saying Moscow. I don't quote me, but Moscow, and they pronounce it Moscow instead of Moscow. I think, but Moscow, I think small, like 25,000 people or 15,000 people. And everybody's like, they don't have experience with this. This is too extreme, you know, but I don't think New York City and Los Angeles has experience in this. This is, they were stabbed. The initial report from the coroner, which it seems like it's been evolving and changing. All 4 people were in bed. All 4 people were asleep. And and she mistakenly told us that it was 1 knife. So, and again, I have opinions about how quickly it was done, how cleanly it was done, and it's a 3-level house with the 3rd floor kind of not on top of the first 2. They're kind of off. 2 bedrooms on each, 2 victims on 2nd floor, 2 victims on 3rd floor, 2 surviving housemates on 1st floor. So everybody's like, how did they not hear screams? And how did they not, you know, that kind of stuff. But, you know, it sounds like all 6 were drinking. Again, I don't care what they do. I think when you drink, that expands the possible suspects, especially because it's a month. I wish they had a suspect 2 weeks ago, and then we wouldn't have to, you know, I don't like speculating, but I have done plenty. But anyway, so yeah, again, I don't know if you have any questions. As you can tell, I get off topic all the time. I try to focus on questions, hot mess. If you have any comments or questions or that kind of stuff, but, and Whale, you could probably tell me your name 7 times and I'll always forget. I like to read it. So I see Whale Laser, LOR.
My name's Samuel, SAM, Samuel Engardio.
Are you the guy that was here a few minutes ago?
I was here before then. I'm Samuel Engardio.
Oh, okay. Welcome. Is that one account? Is the Samuel the same as Whale?
Yeah, I don't know why it's still reading as Whale. I tried to change it to Samuel, my actual name, but it's going off into that thing. But
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to repeat everything because I told Samuel most of those rules. So I guess you've heard them twice. I apologize for that.
Yeah.
So
Well, whatever.
As you can tell, I seem to get off topic and stuff. So I guess I would be okay with you, possibly talking for a minute or two or so and giving an introduction of, why you're here now. But what you do with YouTube, and I don't like people. Excuse me. I don't like people divulging too much information, like where you live and stuff. But yeah, would you like to do an intro, Samuel?
I guess I will do an introduction. I initially started using YouTube. Really, I was selling custom tool and die products.
Cool.
So I initially got into YouTube for the purpose of marketing tool and die products. So I would use it as like a commercial network for tool and die products. And it worked out very well. So I initially was subcontracting out work, and then I started making more money and buying my own tools. And eventually I started buying my own tools, and I learned how to use the tools. I started doing my own work.
Cool.
And I'm not lying. I've probably had, on tool and die alone, I've probably had about 10 million views on YouTube for tool and die applications.
Sweet.
But I got into that in hunting as well. But I also I worked in TV production for hunting applications.
Wow.
So for hunting applications.
By the way, I'm anti-gun, so I would probably go a little light on that. But feel free to keep talking about that stuff.
Never mind, because I was going to tell you about how I got into doing a bunch of gun demos, and we'll not proceed with that. That won't go over well.
I'm sorry. I know my audience, or my typical audience, talks about them a lot, but that's when I'm a viewer, not when I'm the. So anyway, I'm sorry about that. Prior to 4 weeks, go ahead.
I said I don't even care, but go ahead.
About 4 weeks ago, prior to 4 weeks ago, before I got sunk into this case, I was into motorsports, and I don't know if you know about motorsports, Samuel, but in Formula One, there's an American team, which is Haas Automation, and they make CNC tools and stuff. And I don't know anything about that, but is that what you're talking about, like Haas CNC?
So the old people used to use manual machines, and now CNC is computer. So their CNC is machines that are ran by computer programs.
Okay.
So it's robotics.
Oh, you're kidding! It's so not a person working on it.
CNC is somebody programming the machine, but it's a robotic application that runs the machine.
Oh, God.
That's what CNC is when it comes to manufacturing. I don't believe that it has any advantage at all, because it still requires manpower to oversight that machine and oversight the tolerances of the parts that you're making.
Oh, man.
I don't believe that there's actually an oversight, but they're still essentially running the same machines. It's just, rather than using a human arm, it's using a machine to replicate the human arm for the axis, because it's spinning. All it's doing is spinning an axis. So the human arm would spin an axis point here or an axis point here. That's what the CNC program's doing. It's spinning an axis the same way that a human arm would.
So I'm guessing, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm guessing you're not that way. You're manual. You're actually touching everything and doing it yourself.
I am manual because I don't own a huge corporation, And if it's just one person, you have to manage your tolerances for what you're doing.
Oh, wow.
You have to measure everything. So you have to measure your parts.
Wow.
But like big corporations do that. I don't know if it saves any money because
Right. Yeah.
you still have to have somebody that's programming them, managing the tolerances. I don't know if it saves any money to go CNC as far as manufacturing. I highly doubt that it saves any money.
Wow. Golly. Well, cool.
But
Well, thank you. Yeah, thanks for that summary. And I do get off topic a lot, but I'm trying to get toward the Idaho 4. I guess, like I was saying earlier, I think this is rush hour, and I think some of the streamers that would normally be watching me are watching the more popular people right now, or whatever. So I don't have a huge traffic right now, and ultimately, I know I can't get down to 30 minutes, but for YouTube and StreamYard, I think I would like to shoot toward an hour or thereabouts. We just passed that. It's an hour and 1 minute and 10 seconds. And I know it's not about time. If I have substance and stuff, it's okay to go 2, 3, 4 hours. But
yeah,
I think I might wind down here. And but I do appreciate you coming up here, Samuel. And I apologize, for being like, I'm strict and I don't know you and whatever. But thank you for joining the stream, and thank you for giving me an overview.
yeah.
I don't know if Hot Mess is still here. She's usually comments a fair amount. So she's a mod. She's a mod for me, and she's a mod in other. So I assume she might be somewhere else, which is fine with me. I mean, I'm small potatoes. So
Yeah.
I think I might wind down here if that's okay, Samuel. So I think I can.
Do you want me? I think I'll just. Do you want me to make it real easy and I'll just leave? I'm
Well,
not trying to come off weird, but I'll make it real easy and I can just press this button, and sounds like that's what you're looking to do. Thank you for having me on your stream. Thank you.
And you're welcome. Thank you. I was just going to say, I'm trying to test everything. So I know some streams end with both windows up, and some,
No, no, I can hit this button. I can just leave.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming up, and I appreciate you coming up twice.
All right. Take care.
Okay. See you, Whale, or Samuel. Bye. See ya. Thanks. You got it there? There you go. All right. So like I said, I'm going to have to get much better about this. I want to focus on Idaho 4. I haven't done that. I usually respond to questions. Some of my other streams have been a ton of questions, ton of support. I understand that I'm small potatoes. I'm not going to have all that stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to sign off and stuff. So Hot Mess, thank you for being here. Samuel, thank you for coming up. I apologize that I had to tell you my unwritten rules. They're all on my head, twice, because I didn't realize Samuel was a whale. I don't know why I came up as whale, but anyway, I'm not real. I don't have more than one device open, so I'm not real smooth about going to this screen and find out, who's in the chat and all that stuff. Starred. Let me see what starred is. You can star important comments so you remember to discuss them during the show. Oh, I get it. That's kind of cool. Well, I starred things that I know about. So anyway, JoeHart from Vermont, person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities, OCD, ADD, GAD, a few others. That's not exhaustive, but those are the ones that apply to me. Being rather meticulous, methodical, I can drill down. This is my second case of crime sleuthing. The first was the Boston Marathon. I live near there. It felt local. I did a lot of stuff. That's a stream into itself. I'm trying to figure out when I exactly saw my first YouTube live about the Moscow, Idaho murders or Idaho homicides. Anyway, as you all know, I would love it if you could follow me on, let me do that again. Promotion. I would love it if you followed me on TikTok, which is at JoeHart35. Someday I'll have mods that can have all three of those in hopefully a macro that they don't have to retype it every time, and they can drop it every 20 minutes or so. And then these are in priority. I'd like TikTok first. I'm trying to get to 1,000 viewers so I can go live. So that's why TikTok's number one. Twitter is important, at NASCAR Inc. NASC is the first four letters of NASCAR, N-A-S-C, Hart, my last name, H-A-R-T, and then Inc., I-N-C. Would love that. And then I'm new to YouTube, so I'm like, what? I don't even know what my account is called. But I think that's what my account is called, but that's not a link. So I'm pretty certain, 99% sure, that it's at JoeHart PwD's, which is persons with disabilities. JoeHart PwD's 8641. I think the number is random. That was generated by YouTube, I think. As I'm, yeah, you're welcome, Samuel. Thanks for coming on up. So yeah, in the comments it says, you know, I don't want to say your full name, and I'm sure you don't mind saying your full name because you have it there. But yeah, in the comments, it has your full name, first, middle, last name, and when you popped up in, you know, backstage so I could see you before you went live, it showed whale. So I don't know if StreamYard grabs an older database of 3 weeks ago and YouTube grabs a live database and so it's current, or I don't know what that is. So anyway, I wish I had seen you over here, but I talked to random people and we figured it out, and then I dropped the link. Okay, so yeah. That was the peer pressure I felt. I did drop it for you, or for people because of you, which again is not something I normally think of. So I'm going to go back to, I don't think I'm still learning. So it is currently on group layout, press shift +3. That's what it's currently on. And I'm going to go back to solo layout, press shift +1. And I'm going to hit it in 3, 2, 1. I didn't think I was going to see a difference, but I want it to be in the right screen. So follow me in everywhere. I'll see you out as a viewer. I mostly only watch crime sleuthers. And this is my second case. So, I mean, some of these crime sleuthers are, I mean, you get all sorts. Some are great. Some are not so great. Some are way less than great. And, but the ones that are great and the sort of greats, they can mention like 10 different cases on the fly about particular details. I can't do that. I'm already forgetting things about this case. That's why everything's written down. I showed this before, but that's my paperwork that I'm doing about this case. Just about every day or every other day or every third day, I strip that bulletin board and reorganize it. I'd say 10% of the reason because I'm OCD, but the 90% is I reprioritize them. I put them in different order. So anyway, I hope to go in the direction of Moscow Police Department updates. They're not giving us much updates, but that's where I want to stay. Like if someone says, hey, what happened to the dog? Where's the dog? Or worse yet, if someone writes a comment and says, I know the dog was out of the house barking, or I know the dog, you know, tampered with the crime scene, or we don't know those. Those are all speculation. So I would like to either only focus on the police update or at least start there. And then we can, you know, speculate. But I don't like to start in far left field. I like to, you know, that's how, anyway, I've printed them all up. I'm going to highlight them. I'm going to try to organize them, put all the dog comments together, all the first floor surviving housemate comments all together so that we can at least start with the official word, which is very limited. They're not giving us much. I think they're trying to keep the integrity of the case, which is what they're saying. But I think they're also, I think LE, you know, law enforcement generally, you know, FBI and Moscow, you know, Idaho State Police, FBI from Salt Lake City and other places, and Moscow Police Department. I think they have the right to lie. They have the right to withhold. They don't owe us anything. They can keep everything away from us. I think the only exception is they need to worry about the safety of the city, of the town. There's a lot of students, and they need to be worried about the safety. I think they screwed up at the beginning. That was mostly Moscow. As if you read every single update back to back to back, and I printed them all up, there's 39 of them. So that's a lot of reading, especially because the first paragraph's the same and the last paragraph's the same. So you have to disseminate what's new. But I forget what I was talking about. But those are pretty critical. Again, but there's 39 of them. So I think there's a lot of information there, and we can start there. And anyway, when you read all 39, you can tell when it's only Moscow Police Department, and then it gets much smoother. It gets much smoother, and you go, that is FBI writing. That is FBI writing, which is even less information, but that's fine. I want them to solve the case. They don't need to tell us who owns the white car. Why are you looking for the white car? Is that scream? I don't even want to mention the scream. The scream was fake. It's been debunked. All those things. What about I don't want to mention the falsehoods, but there's a lot of people, anyway, I don't want to mention names. So it's hard to say, I don't want to mention them and then not mention their name. So there's a lot of people I don't want to mention. The frat boy that had problems with Ethan, and I think the frat might be possibly involved. I don't think it's necessarily because of drugs. And I think it's okay to do drugs, maybe not dealing in drugs is, I feel a little differently about, but I did a lot of drugs in my life. So I'm a little tolerant of that stuff. But it does expand the number of suspects. So, since it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, more speculation goes, and they're like, it's the fraternity. And I know they're dealing in that building, and, it's a drug debt, and I don't have a ton of experience with and people are calling it a cartel, and I'm like, what the F? A cartel is Mexico. Can't you at least call it a gang? Use the right words. And I'm not well versed. I guess we could have cartel, and I'm sure we have many Mexican gangs in our country, but it's not the cartel. It's Idaho. So it's Idaho. And not that they're backwards. I think drugs are everywhere. I think bad people are everywhere. Whenever something like this happens, everybody's there says, oh, I can't believe this happened. That would never happen in our community. I can't believe it. But everybody thinks that. And it's like, there's bad people everywhere. You have to be vigilant. You have to be aware of your surroundings. And, again, not victim shaming. It was a horrendous. I want to put up the adjectives that I want to use because I don't remember them when I'm going to, but it was horrendous. It was horrible. And, no one deserves that type of, it's horrible. So, God help them. I hope we have a break in the case. They had a video, Moscow Police Department, PIO had a video press release today earlier, and I watched the entire thing, and I take some comments, I took some notes and stuff. That's the first one I've ever seen, so I'm going to try to look. I mean, I've seen the press conferences, I think all three of them prior to this, so this is their fourth one. Anyway, those are press conferences. This was a video. He was the only one, the captain, Lenoir or Lenitz, or I can't think of his name. Sorry. I don't like to guess on names, but he was the only one on camera. He's the only one that talked. There was no questions and stuff. But one thing I noticed, and I'm going to paraphrase, I don't have it in front of me, but he said something along the lines of, any tip may break this case open. And, we can only read between the lines because they're not giving us a lot of information. And now for the past hour have been said, I want to keep to the facts. But what I got from that, gleaned from that, which again, it's I don't know, but I think he implied that the case is not broken open. So that's bleak. There's a big contingency that thinks They have a suspect in mind. They're just building the case, and they want to be rock solid before they bring him into custody, which I hope they are rock solid. You don't want to arrest the wrong person, because there's a ton of people being called out and doxxed, and I did plenty of that for the past 3 weeks, and I'm trying to get away from that. There's plenty of them, but we need to just anyway. I'm losing my thought. I'm tired, which I'm always perpetually tired. I'll always be tired on my streams. But okay, that was my extended goodbye. It's now way after an hour, and I'm going to say goodbye. So JoeHart from Vermont, person with disabilities. I'm trying to cover the Idaho 4, the 4 gruesome murders, the 4 college students that were stabbed in their bed when they were probably asleep. A month ago, in a few hours, in about 8 hours, there'll be a month. Exactly. It is currently over 4 months. I hate the TV stations say it's been a month when they mean to say it's 4 weeks. Those are 2 different time frames. I wish they would say the correct. Anyway, it's been 4 weeks, and it's going to be a month. It's 12:42 Eastern Standard Time. It happened between 6 and 7 Eastern Standard Time. That was their initial guess. I think they've expanded that to 6 to 9. So yeah, let's just say in 8.5 hours, 8 hours and 17 minutes, it will be a month. So yeah, that's sad. I hope something breaks. I do think with my limited knowledge, but I'm gathering a lot of information on the fly, tons and tons of hours. But I believe that DNA does sometimes take 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 weeks. And so we're kind of there. So I'm hoping, there's been a lot of rumors, and there's a reputable TV personality that everybody, either people love the person or hate the person, but more people say, I believe when they say that, even if they hate the person, they believe the person. Anyway, I think everybody knows who I'm talking about, but anyway, everybody on the case. Anyway, like I say, the goal is to do 4 social platforms every single day. I know I won't be able to do that, but that's my goal. TikTok, currently I only can do maximum 3 minutes. I need 300 plus more followers so I can do live, which is unlimited. Twitter Live, that's my most dominant platform. I have a following there, and the numbers are ramping up. It's not all about numbers, but I need I thrive on numbers, and I need, it helps. It helps. If I'm talking to no one, it's a little frustrating when I'm talking to no one. But yeah, so Twitter Live, and then I'm figuring out, I've done YouTube by itself, and I've done StreamYard by itself, but there seems to be a lot of overlap. It was weird. I wrote, StreamYard said, do you want to pre-write a description or title or whatever? And I'm like, yes, I have to do that, so I pre-wrote it in StreamYard, and I thought I saved it. And then when I went over to YouTube, it was placed into those 2 fields in YouTube, not StreamYard. And then I went back to StreamYard like tonight, and it wasn't placed here. I wrote it here. I thought I saved it. Maybe I didn't. I mean, I must have, because YouTube got it. So YouTube picked it up live. So anyway. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I will talk to you later. And again, I so apologize that I started 40 minutes late. I entered the studio on time. It's my second time. I thought I was live. I thought I was talking to people with no traffic, which I'm used to no traffic. It's going to grow. I know it's going to grow. But I do apologize. I said 10:40, and it was not 10:40. It was 11:27. So anyway, I'm going to get better and more stuff. So here it is. I'm going to end the broadcast. I guess there's 2 places I can end a broadcast. One says leave studio, and one says end broadcast. I'm going to hit end broadcast. I think the first stream, I learned what both of them were, but I don't remember. I think I hit end broadcast first and it ends the broadcast or some version of it, but I think we can still comment. So I'm going to do that, and I'll probably study the page for a while. I might cover the camera in case. Anyway, okay, so end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Another screen comes up. 3, 2, 1.